Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Mysticons, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And April Collins.
Hello.
Today, Delaney, April, and I are back to once again discuss Mysticons, episode 16, Gems of the Past. We talk Mysticons every week. It's new here at the Overly Animated Podcast. You can find us at overlyanimated.com or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes and subscribe there, or on YouTube to not miss any of our future Mysticons podcasts. I forgot already. And today we're Hextag blessed to discuss the latest episode of Mysticons, so I missed that one. But yeah, we're Hextag blessed. Yep. So we'll be getting into Gems of the Past. Make sure you've seen this episode. It aired this morning on Nickelodeon, aired a while ago in Canada, and spoilers for this episode, all previous episodes of Mysticons. Let's get into it. Delaney, what'd you think?
I thought it was okay. I mean, I don't necessarily think I was like blown away by the episode, but I liked it. Like it has all the typical good makings of a Mysticons podcast. It's episode. I don't know if this has the good makings of Mysticons podcast. We'll find out. It was funny. The necklace thing is interesting. Like, I'm glad we're getting into like the fact that she has a necklace and it does stuff, but then we didn't really get past that. The Astromancers suck, but I think this was a good episode in that like it's literally just the girls. Like, Malveron's in it very little. I mean, Gawain's in it, but like very little. So it was. I really liked it. I really liked it. I thought it was like fun, and like having the flashback was nice. Though we didn't really learn anything from it, though I guess we have the potential to learn more since we just have this cool spell.
Yeah. Gawain is not in it very little. I think Gawain is a force in this episode. Yeah, he's a large part of the episode. Yeah. Okay. April, what'd you think?
It was all right. I don't know. I had a lot of problems with parts of the episode, like a lot of like the Necrophis stuff. I was kind of bothered because she's just supposed to be this like all-powerful being, and she's just like, could you give me that gemstone? Thanks. Like, I don't know. It was fun. There was funny moments, a lot of really good like funny lines, and I enjoyed the Gawain stuff because, he's my favorite character to hate. So I liked that, but it was all right. I wasn't like blown away by this episode or anything like that, like I have been with the ones in the past. So but yeah, it was all right.
It was all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm surprised a little. I really, really like Gems of the Past. I think this is potentially one of the best episodes of the show.
Really?
Yeah, I'll explain why. I think this is just extremely solid. Like, so last week we had a really fun A plot, and then the B plot was meh. This week there's no meh parts. I think everything here works. I think there's some interesting mythology expansions. There's just fun, and here's there's some good action. There's some good plot involving the Astromancers, and and this like regaining the trust of the citizens. But like most importantly, the strength of this episode is its humor and its use of modern technology puns. Right? I think those are the things where the episode shines. I think Gawain is really good in this episode. He is hilarious. Like, this is by far the best Gawain episode. And not only is it just like, okay, there's this bad character and he's having a good episode, I think he's actively like makes the episode. Like, he's great. And also I think Piper shines in this episode. She's also very funny. And just the use of like Hextag and Snapdragon. I think it comes together really well. I love the ending with the citizens protecting them, and there's an incredible moment with the elf girl howling with Zarya. That's one of my favorite moments of the series. I think this is like an excellent episode of the show. I have my rankings up here. I'd probably slot it in at number 6, so right outside the top 5. But I'm a big fan. Maybe I can convince you guys as we go through. There's a lot of stuff here. The outline's very long on this episode.
It really
well, I think it's definitely like a solid episode. Like, but I mean, I guess to me that's why it doesn't necessarily, like. I mean, last week's episode wasn't as solid, but I think the thing is like, it's kind of bad. Like, I expect it from the show now. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's a good episode. but it didn't like blow me out of the water. I mean, and like in terms of like a television episode of television, this is incredible. Like it's great. Like it's solid. Like there's nothing like I hated. But like, yeah, I guess it's not, I'm just like wow me all the time, like which is unfair to expect of the show, but it does it all the time. So
yeah, I think that's kind of what like my thing is, because I it's not a bad episode, that's for sure. It's just that like everything else, I feel like I've been really like blown away and like overly impressed, and then this one like it was a really good episode and it was solid, and I agree, like the Gawain stuff was really good, but like there were just there were just things that really bothered me, and mostly it was the Necrophis stuff and the Astromancer stuff, so which I guess are like the big plot things. But I am glad that we're kind of addressing the necklace thing, because I really wanted to know more about that. And it's been bothering me for a while. So
yeah, well, okay, we'll talk about Necropha and the Astromancers. Astromancer's a hot topic on our Discord, so we'll get into this. But yeah, I think so. I would say the thing that blew me away about this episode, there was something, and it was the humor. I think this is the funniest episode of the show. Yeah, I just think Gawain and Piper are just so good here. And so that's what really what does it for me. I also think it should be noted that the show is very good right now. Like this is the sixth, I don't know, something like very good episode in a row. Like I guess I really like Clash of the Tridents. I don't know, your mileage may vary on that one, but ever since Skies of Fire, I think we've just been hitting every single episode. So I think I think it's been very impressive from Mysticons. But yeah, let's get into some specifics from the episode. I guess we can start with, even though I think like the headlines in terms of takeaways are more of the Gawain and the humor stuff, we can start with the plot stuff and talk about Necropha and these gems. So kind of the plot revolves around Necropha trying to dig up the gems on her necklace that were knocked away 1,000 years ago, by Imani Firewing, the first dragon mage. And she's and it turns out these gems basically absorb and deflect the Mysticons' special attacks. Do we have a name for the Unleash the Dragon, the Battle Unicorn charge? Yeah, I don't know, the specials. Yeah, like the charge. Yeah. So if she has the correct colored gem, then it can absorb it and unleash it back. One thing I really liked about this was that the episode doesn't feel the need to explain that to you. I think you just progressively learn as the episode goes on that
and you can you understand that like they match colors. Yeah. They're like, you can figure this out. Like, thank you. Okay.
Well, I felt really bad because like I was like, it's absorbing their powers, but why isn't it absorbing like Zarya's powers? And then I was like, at the end, I was like, oh, okay, got it, April. Like it snapped into place for me, and I felt really dumb because it took me like the entire episode to catch on to that, because I was really confused about that.
Yeah. She doesn't have Zarya's the blue gem in, and so that's how Zarya can time to howl her.
Yep.
special attacker. Yeah. No, I think it's supposed to take the whole episode. Like I like it's possible to catch on earlier, but it's it's just they don't even feel the need to put this in exposition dialogue. And that's I think is really the strength of the episode. We don't like waste time explaining things. We're just hitting with the quips and the modern modern technology pun. So, I think that's a good aspect of the show. It feels smart. But yeah, what do we think, Delaney? What do you think of this concept of the gems in Necropha's necklace being able to absorb their attacks?
I mean, it seems a little, I don't like it, and that, like, it's OP, and it's like, I don't really understand why Necropha's OP at this point, and for those who don't play games, OP means overpowered. I don't really understand why she's like that. And like, it's kind of like, it's like a really simple concept, which is fine. There's like, that's okay. It's okay. Like, I don't know. I just was expecting more, I guess, out of the necklace. I mean, it's like, I understand that they need to kind of we need to have more problems because we don't it's like, just go kill Necropha. I don't understand. Like, we know where she is. So yeah, that kind of thing. Like, it was okay. Like, I wasn't like blown away by it, but I'm just glad the necklace made an appearance. Yeah,
because we were speculating that the necklace is what kept her alive or something, and it didn't turn out to be true. So at least it did something. Okay, counter argument on the OP thing. Their special attacks are super OP. So it's good to have a counter for that because they can just say something and point their arm forward and then instantly they can kill anything. That's super OP already.
I mean, that's fair, but like they're superheroes and that's okay.
Yeah, but Necropha's
they're allowed to be OP.
Necropha's an immortal evil Lich Queen. She needs to have an answer to the OP attack of
But like they don't use it all the time. Like they don't they can only use it like once or whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, so it's still having a one time shot.
I mean, is it as OP as Miraculous Ladybug? And you just fix
it's the same thing. It's basically the same thing as that, I think.
It is the same thing.
Like I guess, I mean, that's fair. I don't know. Like, to me, it's just like a really simplistic concept, which like irritated me, but like, it's fine.
It's definitely simplistic. Here's my argument. I think we needed this because if we're going to take Necropha seriously, she can't just be hit by a spectral dragon and then, we defeated her. She needs to have a counter to that. Except
they have them now.
Right, so they have them. So that's I don't. It's right, but just I think the existence of them. It's like, oh, why is Necropha such a threat? Because with these gems, she is basically she can't be hurt by the Mysticons. So I think
I'm assuming that's like because when she said release the Star Dragon, I guess that was like a new move.
Right. Yeah. So that's interesting. That so in the first scene, we get the hologram simulation of the past, and she says, "Release the Star Dragon." Should be noted, Necropha had the gems on her and they were knocked out by this move.
Yes. Which I'm assuming, like, that means I think they can all do, like, there might be, like, upgraded powers.
Ooh, yeah.
Alternate powers.
Yeah, which they always say, like, by the stars and, like, all this stuff. And, like, they're, like, celestial powers. So I think it would make sense that it's kind of like an upgraded.
Was that your read on it, April?
Yeah, that was my upgrade. My read on it as well was it was more so like it wasn't just like their regular special power. I guess that's what we're calling it, but it was more like a more powerful version of it. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's possible. My initial read actually was, I didn't even think of that. My initial read was just that she like hit her, fortuitously hit her in such a way that knocked the gems out. So like it was just kind of like a random chance that was able to defeat Necropha. It hit like maybe she like realized the weakness, and if you hit her just right, the gems can knock out before it absorb it. But yeah, I think it maybe makes more sense if it's a Star Dragon attack. It could just be that she had a different line. I don't know.
She chose different words for her special move.
Yeah, maybe they had different special moves, the original Mysticons. But yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, April, what do you think of the whole gems concept in the episode?
I liked it. It made the necklace make sense, and like, because this whole time we've been like, oh, what's the point of the necklace? Like, why is it like a thing? And then like now I can see why it's a thing and why it's important to Necropha, because she needs the necklace with the gems in order to be, protected from the Mysticons. So that makes sense. I'm curious what we're going to do with the gems outside of the necklace and in the Mysticon's hands. But I liked it. It was a nice like resolution to a problem that I've been pondering in my head, at least.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's definitely like it's all the mythology, like Delaney said on the show, seems very simplistic, but I think that it's good if we're not going to like explain it. I'd rather just focus on the characters and the plot, and I think it's fine having this simplistic foundation for.
Yeah, I agree, because I think we've talked about this before, how I like being like sort of immersed in like a world rather than them constantly having to like sit me down and explain what's going on. Like it gets very tiresome, and like you feel like you're sort of trudging through a plot at that point. So I like this just sort of like being thrown into it, and like I'm just rolling with it and figuring it out for myself, as everyone else is kind of figuring it out as well.
Yeah, I think for a show that's based on D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, I think they've shown remarkable constraint with their mythology. There's no multiple versions of spells, there's no, there's no like classes, and so, it's just, and I think it's purposeful, because they're aiming it at a younger audience and they want to make it easy to understand. But, I just think it's a great choice because it's allowed the characters in the narrative to shine. And this is a big component of it. But yeah, at the end of the episode, the Mysticons have the gems. So I think that's going to be interesting. Is this a recurring plot thread, or is Necropha just like, whatever, I'll do something else?
she's like, I'm over the gems. I gotta go find something else to hunt down. Like,
yeah, she's like, I'm an all-powerful Lich Queen. I can do whatever I want. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think, Delaney? What's Necrofa's next move?
I don't know. Like, that's the thing. That's the other thing with Necrofa that I just don't get. Like, what is she about?
Yeah.
What does she want?
Yeah.
Like, I understand she wants to take over Drake City, but if she has a spell, like, just start turning everybody into liches. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what she's like. I guess maybe there's some other really powerful thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like that she needs to do something soon. Like, because like she's kind of struggling a little bit. I'm not sure.
You know, she was just there to take her gems back. But
she didn't like shine it in her efforts to take her gems back. Like, I thought that she was being very nice, and that's like what bothered me is I was like, oh, you built her up to be this big mean villain.
People.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, I was like, why are you not killing people? Like, could you please just like murder one person? Like,
what? No.
Well, okay.
Come on.
At least like turn them into like the whatchamacallit things.
The specters, yeah.
The specters. I just want to keep calling them skeletons because they're essentially the same thing.
We miss the sticks, right? That's the problem.
Yeah, I miss the sticks.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she didn't even like turn anyone into specters. Like she was literally just like, hey, thanks. Walking down the street, like, all right, let's go get the next gem. Like, ha ha ha. But I was like, no, like you. Like, people should be running away from you in fear. Like, you shouldn't just be, like, walking up casually, like, oh, give me my gem, please. She doesn't even say please, but she might as well have. And I was like, could you just be like, that's mine, bye, like, and then leave, like, turn into a specter. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Let me, I think, I get what you're saying. Let me summarize the problem. So with her first, I guess your first episode was the finale, but her first, like, major episode was the Dome. And in the Dome, my reaction was that she was, like, frustratingly overpowered. I feel like just the spell where she can just turn anyone into her specters was, just kind of, like, terrifying and, seemed way too powerful. But, in this episode, it's kind of the opposite in that she doesn't really do anything. She seemingly could just use that spell again, but she doesn't. She just, she's fighting the Mysticons, but all she really wants is her gems. Yeah, it's definitely a different portrayal of Necrofa.
Yeah, I think that's what bothered me a lot about the episode is like, because we still don't know what she is to us, and then it's like, you're not giving me anything. Like, is she a nice villain or is she a bad villain?
I mean, she's definitely not nice, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but...
It is possible she's not just I need to kill everyone on sight villain. She might have, like, grander plans. And those currently involve getting her gems back, so she's just like, I'm going to focus on that, and I don't really care about anything else. But, you know, it's hard to make that statement. You know,
and I'm going to nicely take them from everybody.
Okay, I don't think she nicely took them. She did, like, blast people, but compared to forcibly turning everyone into specters, she was, it was kind of nice. Yeah, so I get what you're saying. I didn't have a super big problem with it. Here's my main takeaway from Necrofa in this episode is we are cementing her more as a campy, funny villain. Like, that's kind of my takeaway. There's several times where she says things in response to ridiculous characters and, with seemingly no awareness that, they're saying ridiculous things. Like she has a great line in the beginning when, Mathis is like taking selfies. It's a very funny moment. Wonder how bored I look. Pretty bored. And, then like he's like, oh, they got the, hologram in the background, and, Necrofa says, I can assure, I don't know if I have the impression on. I can assure you, young man, I am very,
do you want
very
me to say
real. Yeah. I gotta work on the Necrofa impression. But yeah, she responds to Gwen a lot too. Like
yeah, like, is this like a new Dreadbane? Because I couldn't take him seriously because he was just so goofy, and she's being goofy. She needs to stop.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a group. Yeah, she also says in this episode, "I have powers you couldn't even begin to imagine." Like, am I wrong that Necrofa is intentionally campy? Like, what's your take on it, Delaney?
No, like she's like super campy. Like her signature move is just scream. Like She's super campy, and like she just has a really dark, menacing voice, and then she just like she looks really scary, but then you're like, are you scary? Because like you kind of stupid. Like I don't know, like she's not like campy the same way that Dreadbane was, but like no, she's like she's absurd. Like I don't think it's campy so much as she's just like so exaggerated. It's like fighting Cruella de Vil. Like she's just like absurd.
Yeah, she's not like Dreadbane, where Dreadbane was supposed to be not super threatening and was mostly comic relief. She's like supposed to be evil and kind of funnily over the top at the same time. And I think the funny over the top is working, and currently at the expense of the evil in this episode. Do you agree with that, April?
I agree with that. You put it into much better words than me.
Okay, yeah. To be honest, I don't know if I need Necropha to just be there's time for her to be this great evil force, I'm sure she'll have some big master plan that will involve killing everyone. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying.
I hope so.
In the meantime, though, I'm certainly enjoying her just unironically responding to people in the show. Let's keep doing that. Should be noted with regards to Necropha, there was no Tasma in this episode. We last in the dome we saw Tasma kind of flying off, and we wondered, was she going to go back to Necropha? Is she freed from Necropha? We don't really know the answer, but she was not with Necropha in this episode.
We haven't seen Tasma in a few episodes. Like,
is that the same voice actress for like the first Dragon Mage? Because I thought they sounded similar.
Who's Tasma's?
Yeah,
we can check on this, but
I might have just like
there's a lot of voiceover overlap, but I don't think so. But I'll look as we go. But no Tasma here, and it's probably she's on her own and freed now. But I guess
she's having a good time. Obviously, Necropha's not after her, so
yeah.
Or maybe that's Necropha's new thing. She's like, "Cool, I can't get my gems. I'm gonna go find Tasma."
Yeah, maybe she'll go after Tasma. I agree. I think that could be interesting. So we're kind of on Tasma watch here. No, the Amani voice actress is the same as Leticia and Quasarla, one of the Astro Mages. Yeah, Athena Carcanus. But yeah, that's some nice range there, Imani and Leticia. But so we'll see what happens with Tasma. I think the other plot thing in this episode is all the whole Astromancer stuff. And the Mysticons have been outlawed by Astromancers. There's a reward on them. The conflict kind of comes from the public at first believing the Astromancers, and then they win back the public at the end, or at least these 10 people. So we'll see if that translates to the whole city. But Delaney, I think you mentioned you were frustrated. Wait, did you mention you were frustrated by the Astromancers? If so, why?
It's because they suck. Like, they're just so annoying. Like, they're just, like, so they just feel like such unnecessary antagonists. Like, I'm just like, whatever. Like, they're just really annoying. And, like, they're also, like, I guess to me, it's also kind of like when you get to watching shows and, like, you're, like, on the side of, like, the kids, right? It's like when you watch, like, Codename Kids Next Door, and then, like, you hate all of the adults in the show. Like, you're like, ugh, you're in the way. Like, that kind of thing. Like, it's like, they're, like, the authority. And I'm like, no, go away. Like, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, like, I just, like, they're just stupid. Like, they're just super annoying. Like, they frustrate me because they're so useless.
Yeah. April, what do you think of that?
They're very dumb, yes. I think I wrote that like twice, and then the third time I went to write it, I just drew an arrow up to where I had already written it previously. Like, I don't know. Why are they so dumb? Like, they're like, we're super angry at you about the whole Necropha thing, but yeah, we're gonna stop you from trying to stop the Necropha thing. So it just doesn't make sense. We got to see Proxima again, so that was kind of nice. And she's angry about her scar that's in the shape of a star. So yeah, I guess that's a thing.
We speculated that that would be whether that was a permanent thing. And yeah, she says to M, it's like, you did this to me, and M's like, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, the Proxima's scar, and her last name's Starfall. Yeah, okay. Thematic scarring. Yeah, and I'm Proxima, at least for now, is on the back burner. Very interested to see what we're doing with her. I think she's a ton of potential, but So look, the Astromancers are definitely annoying, clearly. I was not very frustrated with them this episode. I think that we got some good stuff. Proxima, and I think the outlawed news report sequence in the beginning of the episode was also very fun. So while it is kind of stupid that they just have to bubble them, I don't know. It's just an element of the narrative right now. We're clearly building up to something, and it also paved the way for the citizens trust thing, which I think was a good narrative component of the episode. So, yeah, it doesn't seem to have a lot of purpose at the moment, and it's kind of frustrating, but, I have faith we're going somewhere, I guess, with the Astromancers. But yeah, it's, they're still, at the end of the episode, they're still, fugitives from them, even though they, cause yeah, Zarya's like, you think we're good now? No, or someone says then Zarya's like, nope, but at least the public's on our side. So, yeah.
I thought that was nice. I liked that small little moment at the end.
Yeah, so
where the citizens protected them, I guess.
Yeah, but for now, still,
I love stuff like that. It's the best.
Yeah. For now, still on the run from the Astromancers. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, this was one of my favorite parts of the episode, was the whole ending sequence with they save all the people when we didn't talk about this element of Necrofa. She just apparates everyone outside. That's her big move. Cool.
Yeah, okay, I was like, what? I don't know if they got kidnapped or what. And then okay, what I didn't understand was she made everyone go outside, but why didn't she just keep herself? I don't understand. And then none of it was that was stupid.
Yeah, that's the one question is why not keep yourself there and operate everyone else out and just take the gems? I will say it was effective because she made the Mysticons save everyone and she got the gems. So it did work, but yeah, I didn't get why she didn't.
It didn't work in her favor, but it worked in our favor.
No. Initially it worked in her favor but then they took it away from her anyway. But yeah, it does make you wonder why she did this specifically. But yeah, was that one of your frustrations, April, with Necrofa?
Yes, I didn't understand why.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like that me and Delaney are on the same page.
I mean, whatever. It was, it was, move the plot along. It got them all falling and they could save everyone. But yeah, they save everyone. And, at the end, the citizens protect them. And, Elf Daughter says, you want the Mysticons, you're going to have to go through us. So, back on their side after Elf Daughter howls with Zarya.
That was cute.
Yeah. Big episode for Elven Daughter, as she's credited in the credits.
I was gonna ask. You keep calling her Elven Daughter.
That's her name in the credits. Yeah, voiced by Alison Court, voice of Arcana. Wonderful job with Elven Daughter. But
wait, so can we hardcore read into this then? Because
are we saying they're secretly related or something?
No, because if Alison Court voiced the Elven Daughter, who was obviously a huge Zarya fan, does that mean that Arcana...
Why'd you instantly go to this crazy Arcana Zarya logic? Okay, I like it.
Why not?
Yeah, it's good logic, yeah. No, she had 3 lines this episode, and she was the girl from episode 1 that said, look, mommy, Mysticons. Yeah, so they brought her back. Big presence here. Yeah, she was great. I just loved her howling with Zarya. That was my favorite moment of the episode.
Cute.
Yeah, it was great.
Also, the Griffins, do they just follow everyone
right,
around?
Yeah, they seem to be on commands there, yeah.
Yeah, are they in tiny little bubbles and they just pop open? I was really wondering about that because I was just oh man.
No, they're just really fast.
Oh, so you're not annoyed by that, Delaney, the Griffins. Defend the Griffins. Yeah.
No, okay, see, my suspension of disbelief for watching a bunch of teenagers turn into superheroes accepts this, but the other stuff I can't handle.
You're just really fast Griffins. Stop insulting the Griffins, April. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was fun. We're not getting a ton of Griffin action. I guess we had a fight scene on the Griffins in the dome, but yeah, good to see them here. Okay, we got to talk about Gawain.
Yes.
Do you two agree with me that Gawain was really good in this episode? I thought he was actively not annoying and genuinely funny.
I just have a blank spot. I'm just whatever, it's Gawain. I'm not bothered. I wasn't mad that he was there. I don't know. I guess I just wasn't as amused by this episode, but I was also watching it at work, and in the middle of it, someone came in and needed tutoring, and I was like,
It's soured you to the Gawain antics. Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah. April, what are your Gawain thoughts?
He didn't bother me in this episode. Like, I enjoyed his presence, so thought it was funny. And we got to see his 1 month anniversary with Leticia.
Yeah, it's his 1 month anniversary with Leticia, his pixie GF. Yeah. It was a big moment.
And also, I know. And he was giving her gemstones, like, goodness. Like, that's very serious.
Gawain does deserve better. He does.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on.
Leticia.
Hold on. This is totally Gawain's fault. Like, what are you talking about until Gawain deserves better?
Okay. Number one, like, obviously neither of them should date anybody, but, like, at least he was, like, trying to communicate with her.
Yeah, he wasn't on his phone. Wait, they're not called phones, are they?
Glyphing is texting. Are they glyphs? I don't. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But
he wasn't on his phone while on
their scrolls.
They're scrolls. Okay, but yeah. Aren't they called scrolls? They're called scrolls in Ruby, though, aren't they? So I get confused.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, we're confusing our dumb names for technology that we have now in a fantasy world. But
don't watch Ruby, so didn't know that.
Yeah, but it's Gawain. I don't know. We don't need to get into who's at fault in the Gawain Leticia relationship. But
are you sure?
We're discussing this on Discord. Crispy thinks that Gawain is too eager with Leticia, and if he just chilled, then maybe they could have a successful relationship. Like,
I don't know.
Maybe Crispy said maybe Leticia doesn't even know they're dating. Like, are they even isn't Gawain just moving too fast here? So, I think Gawain is, but yeah, clearly Leticia, but Leticia does break up with him at the end, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
But so she did know that they were dating. See?
Well, she says they're done or whatever, but, it's, redemption for Leticia just being in it for the gems, right? Because, she's done, she's at it, like, but she does say mail the gem to her. So, cause she can't pick it up. Well, I guess we'll see if that happens. But yeah, Gawain antics in the episode. Gawain says, "Isn't it hilarious?" Which I really like.
Hilarious.
We got he donated the gem to the poor Cyclops. Hex tag blessed, which I think was the best moment of the episode. Hex tag blessed. M says he posts every second of his day on Snapdragon. So yes. There you go.
And so they stalked him to find him, which was that was too real, but it was great. Yeah,
we got Gawain's ringtone, which was basically just Archer's ringtone from Archer. Yep. Yeah, which is, I'm glad he has that too. Piper gets his attention, gets Gawain to glyph back by pouring a shake on Arcana's head, and Gawain's response is ROTTL, rolling on the throne, laughing. Yeah, it's good. I think my Gawain's better than my Necropha, but yeah.
I think your Gawain's better as well.
He says they need a cute couple name like Gawaincia or Letinciane. And then later he settles on Guatincia, so that's their chip name, Guatincia, as canon in the show.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Leticia says it's kind of hard to glyph when words are coming out of your face. And also this isn't working out, yeah. And she says, it's not me, it's you. So there you go. I thought that whole sequence was gold, but yeah.
I also liked the moment he had at the end where he's like on the ground, like balled up, and he's like, he's like, it's all too, he says something about it all being like, it could have been too real, like, and all of the emotions, because what would the world have done without him or something like that? I was like, oh man, buddy.
Yeah, it was good. And at the end also, Mama Calamari seems into Gawain. I don't know what was going on there, but yeah.
Mama Calamari can do what she wants.
Yeah, I guess so. Mama, yeah, she was into that. And then other great moment is M is trying to Heimlich Gawain, and she uses her night voice at first. And Gawain doesn't understand, and M is like, I'm gonna get the rock out of your food tube, dude. But yeah, I think this is a great play on the M night voice gag. She has to give it up to just talk really crudely to communicate to Gawain. Yeah, so Gawain, a highlight. I also think Piper is a big highlight in this episode. Okay, here's my hot take with Piper.
Okay.
Piper is the most consistent Mysticon. She has a carved out a very consistently used comedic relief role that is she's just good. She's a solid role in every episode. You know, sometimes M is more of a background character, sometimes Ari is more of a background character. Arcana doesn't super pop all the time. I think Piper is always good. What do you think about that?
I mean, I agree. Like, she's just the comic relief. So, like, yeah, I'm like, her role's kind of like picked out, but I don't know. I feel like she has like moments where like she's a little different.
She also has her episodes where she shines narratively, right. But I think I
just think she's like, I think all the characters are really solid. So I don't know I don't know how I feel about your hot.
Well, they're definitely all solid. I just mean her role in the show, like the characterizations are all solid.
Well, yeah, okay. Her role in the show is obviously she's the comic relief, like. Yeah,
I think all three of the other ones sometimes fade into the background. Piper, I think, has never really done that. I think she's always has at least a few notable lines in an episode.
Well, no, because we've had a couple of episodes where Piper wasn't really, and we even like sort of discussed how Piper wasn't like, she didn't really shine, and she maybe had like one line or something like that really stood out.
Yeah, I think it's probably been a while. I think that I think she was good last episode. I don't remember the dome, to be honest, but maybe she was there. But yeah, at least in this episode, Piper's great here. Let's go. I think the best part with Piper is the beginning with the
hologram.
There's the hologram. So there's she's like, she always wanted to do this to Necrofa, and she just makes faces at Necrofa.
Faces at her. Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, that was good. But also in the beginning,
no, it's the nervous. Then that was a really good gag.
with the Serena news report. Yeah, so she's like, I can't hang up my cape. I don't have a cape. And then she's like, nervous talker. Sorry, nervous eater. And at the end, sorry, nervous paddleballer. Yeah. Yeah, my question is, why do they have paddleball in this futuristic world? But yeah, that's okay.
Dylan, you can never not have paddleballs.
Can't you? I don't know, but sure. Yeah. So I thought Piper was very good. There's probably more moments too, but let's let me go through the other things from the outline that we haven't hit on. We haven't talked about Barnabas Dingle not being back. From episode 4, he quit he was the mall cop, he quit, and now he's back as the Mino tour guide. Delaney, were you?
And then he quits that.
And then he quits this. So we'll see what's next for Barnabas. Delaney, were you happy to see Barnabas?
Well, I was like, didn't you retire? Like, bro, why are you here? Like, I was like, you had a rough enough time being a mall cop. Why are you doing this?
He explained it. He said he's back.
I mean, he did. So, I mean, it was, I do like that in a show, like having recurring characters like that. Like, I enjoy that he's going to be like, kind of like the Mr. Smiley of the show. Like, he's just everywhere doing weird jobs. Like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he is like the Mr. Smiley from Steven Universe. Yeah, but I think he was good here, but Mr. Barnabas also in the app, so I'm bullish on Barnabas's role in the show going forward. Let's have him be Mino tour guide. I don't know.
What other strange roles will he pick up?
Yeah,
later on.
Yeah, that's the question. We had. We haven't talked about the Novaterran antics. The Novaterran pantses Mathis with magic. After Mathis reports them. Do you all have pants as a verb in your vocabulary? I had this from middle school. This was
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. From middle school.
Right, yeah.
Because the boys would pants each other because it's apparently a thing young boys think is funny.
Yeah, that was a thing in middle school. Yeah. So Novaterran pantses Mathis with magic. I thought that's a very funny concept.
I thought it was really funny just because it was like, I understood. I think he deserved more than 5 gold. I mean, I hate him, but agreed.
Agreed, yes.
Yeah, and then he says, run along, you troglodyte. Okay, Novaterran, calling him a troglodyte.
I think that's personally maybe the best thing he's ever said. He called him a troglodyte. That's hilarious. That's so funny.
Yeah, I think that was a good sequence for Novaterran. So it's we'll see what I think we need more Novaterran and less of we said one of their names and I still don't even remember the names, the other two. But yeah, interested to see Novaterran and Proxima's role going forward. I assume Proxima will be taking over the Astromancers, so I wonder if that happens, what will happen to Novaterran. But
I hope it's because she convinces everyone that Novaterran is a silly leader or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he's very silly.
He is, yeah, definitely.
Or he gets so fed up, he's like, I'm retiring. I can't handle this anymore.
He just leaves.
Yeah, that would be interesting if, we know he maybe retires to play video games. Yep. Okay, two other notable moments. One is they're about to say it's magic hour and then got interrupted and did not say it's magic hour. So
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
She was, I think Arcana was like, it's, and then something. I don't remember exactly what happened, but yeah, she was definitely about to say it and was disappointed.
I really liked how they like tricked Nova Terran in them by like changing into their, like that was great. I enjoyed
yeah, we gotta talk about that. So they just changed back into their normal people, and since they didn't initially give their identities to the Astromancers, then that's how they lose them. They lose So we're talking about this on Discord, how finally the secret identities have some sort of purpose on the show, right? Like, because they don't.
It was really good.
They never matter.
I liked it a lot.
It does annoy me because she looks the same, right? So it's
that's why it's funny, because they look exactly the same, but he's like, "Oh, princess, like I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, let me help you," and I'm like, "You literally just saw like the Mysticon like dragon mage like go around the corner. Are you dumb? Like, what is wrong with you?"
Yeah, I think they should probably use this tactic more often. I think this is a pretty useful thing to do. If you can people are chasing you can just transform and then they don't see you anymore.
I mean, if we're gonna play into the whole like secret identities thing, let's use it.
Yeah, I think so. The last thing I have is I saved the worst for last, which is there's the full non-theme music transformation sequence in this episode.
I liked the music behind it, but then as soon as it started, I was like, no. And then it kept going, and it was so slow. I was like, this is like my life is ending, and I could like hear, like I'm watching it at work, and I'm like, I can feel Dylan like
that's
dying. Like I felt part of Dylan's life force leave his body, and I was just like, this is terrible. And then I was like, this is the worst, quite possibly the worst time. This might beat Voltron for the worst.
No, come on, no.
It's okay. It's not that it's a worse. I mean, I thought it was a great usage of it because, like, because they were like, they're like, oh, they're like, outlaws or whatever, but like they're still gonna like I thought that was fine. Like they're gonna be in their suit up, but then like it was just so slow.
Yeah.
Like
they have done this before, Delaney. This is like the second or third time we've done this version of it. It is. I think it is 40 seconds. It's pretty.
It's too long.
It's pretty brutal. Here's my question. So we did not have a previously on in this episode. Previously on and the full transformation sequence both reused animation. Is it like I wonder if there's they just have to make the episodes a certain length and then they supplement it with either the transform or the previously on or whatever. But clearly there's more to it than. They're not like, oh, we should insert the 40-second transformation sequence here. There's like more to it, logistics behind the scenes. But I think I would prefer the previously on because it does not like take away. It is not in the middle of the episode. Like I also probably skip the previously on if
also it kind of like tells us like, oh, this is kind of what we're doing today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the problems with the previous on is it like spoils what the episode's about potentially, but it is useful reminders. The big thing is that the transformation sequences is just it interrupts the episode. Like it's basically a commercial break. Like and it's not interesting. I skip ahead if I'm not watching live. Definitely, like it's just brutal. And the problem is you also have this version with the theme song that is actively a lot better. So I think they should just use that.
Yes. Yeah. Those are my feelings. Like
if you're going to use the theme song's a good excuse.
Exactly, because the theme song's amazing. So if you're going to do a transformation sequence, do it with the theme song because it makes sense. I mean, I get the music's cool and it's nice, but like I would rather see that music used in other ways.
Yeah, it's not like the music behind the full transformation sequence is bad. It's just it's in a different circumstance it would be a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would rather like because if it's going to be like, I guess the whole Necropha thing with her necklace is kind of plotty. The same with like the Astromancers, declaring them outlaws. I feel like then you like the previously on is more justified. Like, I would rather see that if we're, again, if we're doing plot stuff versus like if this is just like a filler episode.
Yeah. It is interesting how they view the previously on. The last episode was more of a quote unquote filler episode, and it had the previously on. This episode was more of a plot one, and it didn't. So I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I got here. Delaney, anything else you want to talk about from the episode, and final thoughts?
I mean, the episode was fine. I don't think, again, I'm still not like super hyped on it. Like, I liked it. I still think, again, I do think I still love Mysticons. I got really excited to sit down and watch it. Like, I was like, I'm at work and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And then I was like bumping along to the song. My girlfriend was like, I hate you. And I was like, this song's so lit. Like, I just like watching Mysticons. I'm really happy with the show right now. I wasn't that blown away by the episode, but it was still like very good to watch. And I was irritated when I got interrupted.
We were, posted the Italian version of the theme song in the Discord today. But a bunch of different dubs of the song, the theme song. It's great. April, anything else you want to talk about, and final thoughts?
Nothing else. It was like I said, it's a good episode. I just wasn't blown away by it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Again, I love this show. It's very quickly becoming it's top notch for me. So I love it. I'm always happy to watch and talk about it because it's amazing. So
yeah.
Can't wait to see where we go.
Yeah.
Where we continue to go.
Yeah. And, next episode, will be 2 weeks from today, Sunday, in the US. I think we're taking a week off for Thanksgiving. Quest of the Vexed. I was not super optimistic from the preview that Mysticons YouTube posted, but we'll see. So we'll be back to discuss Quest of the Vexed then. I guess any app merch updates. The merch is in more places now, the toys. So if you want to look for the toys, I think on Walmart.com, and the Choco plush is on Amazon, although they're all overpriced because it's not fully in stock everywhere yet. So if you wait longer, they'll go down. But Toys R Us probably still the best place to get the toys. And I finally beat the Secrets of the Gemina app. Pro tip, if you actually do any sort of grinding, it'll get a lot easier. I didn't realize there's grinding in the thing, but yeah, if you click on the locations that are not where you're supposed to go, you can do battles and then you level up. So didn't even realize that they had that feature, but yeah, it makes it a lot easier. Yeah. I definitely recommend getting the Secrets of the Gemina app. And definitely join the conversation. A lot of Mysticons talk on our Discord at overlyanimated.com/Discord. We mentioned it a bunch here, and you can let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments, whether it be YouTube or website comments. It was great. Oh, I wanted to comment that creator Sean Jar's reply to our podcast last week was what an oceanic review. At Delaney. That was not that Delaney part, but that's my Delaney. What do you think of that? What an oceanic review. I think that was what a good response. Yeah. No, Piper said fabtacular in this episode, I think. So,
which is fine.
Fantastic lives on in fabtacular.
In your memory.
Yeah, exactly. Check out overlyanimated.com and to not miss any of our future Mysticons pods. Check out all the stuff that we're coming off of a marathon podcasting a few weeks. Check out all our Star and Steven Universe podcasts there. Consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Alex, aka Esteban Universidad. Alex caught up on Mysticons. We're getting more hosts caught up on Mysticons. It's great. Yeah. Thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. Okay. One final, we're talking about how, the show's great right now. One interesting thought, because we potentially might not have, another thing until December. Our nominations for the end of the year awards are opening up. So we got to think about it, how we're getting Mysticons nominated for something for our animation end of the year awards.
Best breakout series.
Well, I mean, am I going to invent a category for it? I guess I could, but...
Duh. Okay, Dylan, obviously, if we're in charge of it,
right.
we can do whatever we want.
And so my initial plan...
And basically, and the reasoning for this isn't just because we made it up and it's our rules. This is a great way to get other people to watch Mysticons.
Right, we could just have best new series. I could add that as a category, but...
And then that's what the creators of Mysticons can be like, look what this website chose us for.
Yeah, no, it'd be high praise, yeah.
It's like when you have like reviews on your book. Like, look, this person...
Yeah, I mean, that's basically as legitimate.
It's overly animated approved.
Yeah, no, look, so my initial plan was just nominating M for best supporting character. Like, I think we could sneak her on there.
Aww,
but
we could totally do
which
that
I think
too.
we could. But I think it's in the realm of possibility. Mysticons making a best show nomination. Like, isn't this one of the best animated shows on TV? Isn't it possible that it's on our ballots? I mean,
I agree.
There's a lot of I think there's only be 5 nominees. There's a lot of room of competition, but I think it's interesting. Do we even try to make a push there? Like, we could.
I'll make a push.
Yes.
Watch me.
Yeah, this is, by the way, listeners, this is an internal nominating. So if you want to get in on the nominees, you have to become a patron for the month of December. So if you do $1 for December, you can help us nominate Mysticons. But yeah, that'll be coming up soon. But let's start thinking about that. Okay, so let us know your comments on this. Join us on the Discord, and we'll see you guys whenever for our next Mysticons podcast. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.